folks, today we are working on fin number 4 in the Life is Better with a Dog album. And we're going to start with matting page number 9. And for this album, we're working with the Echo Park My Dog Collection Kit. I release new videos every Sunday and Wednesday. The next video after this one is going to be finishing up the album and getting the cover matted. At least that's my plan. Who knows what it's going to end up being, but it should at least be the cover. And if you want to see that video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit that like button. And if you've got any questions, leave them down in the comment section down below. As always, any of the materials that are still available for sale in retail or first run stores will be linked in the description box down below. So this page is, it's a double accordion. And we're going to need mats for the front here, mats to cover the tin caps here and here, a mat to cover the magnets there, and one last mat to cover this section here. I'm going to leave this section unmatted and a couple of sections in the accordions. We got magnets there. Okay, so we're going to need a mat to cover those magnets there. So what I'm thinking we're going to do is go with some of these 4x4s, like that one and that one, because yeah, that is definitely us. Anything that has an absolute measurement, I will put if I don't say the measurement to the microphone, I will put the measurement in the 2/3, the lower thirds down here. Several of these different flaps and flips and all pockets throughout this album have custom measurements. They were manually adjusted as I was going along to make sure that they would close properly. So they may not be fitted to exactly even a 1/16 of an inch. They might be fitted down to a 32nd or even a 64th of an inch in order to make sure that everything would close correctly. So in order to get the mats looking correct or looking right, I'm going to be using a pencil to mark the pattern paper where I want to make a cut. For the most part, it's going to be about 1/4 of an inch from the edge. Anything that I know for sure what the measurement is going to be, I will either say it to the microphone or I will add it down here. 10 and 11, we're going to do color blocking, and this is all going to be freehand work. I've just grabbed some of the larger scraps that I've got and some of the smaller scraps, and I'm going to mix and match and trim them up to fit them on the page. And then when it's all done, I'm probably going to go over them with white gel pen to create kind of a stitch pattern around some of the darker pieces. So let's get to marking, cutting, and gluing. On the last page of this album, but we are not even close to being done with this album, because not only do we still have to mat the cover, we also have to assemble the notebook that's going to go in here and decorate that. I think we're going to use this. Yeah, I want to go vertical on this. So measure, mark where I want to trim this, because I know it's going to be 8 1/4 inches tall, but I want to make this horizontal cut first, because it's going to leave us this whole section here to play with later. Whereas if I make the 8 1/4 inch cut, then it's going to leave us this small section here and a small section over here, and it won't be, you know, it's not the end of the world, but it doesn't leave us as much room to, you know what, forget it. I can't even remember what my thought was on it, so in case you're wondering why I'm doing this, for whatever reason, this trimmer, the measurements here across the top are not accurate. The measurements here are just fine. So I am marking where 8 1/4 inches is here, and I'm just putting my pattern paper flush up against there. I'm cutting because it's actually, don't know if you can tell, but it's a little bit over that 8 1/4 inch mark there on the side. So I made the narrow cut first, because if I had made the 8 1/4 inch cut, we would have had just this square here intact. But because I made the narrow cut first, we now have all this intact to play with, and just this little scrap here, which we can use that for color blocking or whatever later. And I decided to go with the vertical stripes because I've got something in mind as far as the design goes for the closure. And I think we're gonna have a dark, solid, horizontal element right there. So I thought the vibrant vertical elements would be more interesting, because we're gonna have a dark matte right there and probably a lighter matte right there. So that is that. And you know what? We're probably gonna have that matted right there. Maybe we'll arrange it so that the Chihuahua in the tutu is what you see. That would be cute. Yeah, I'm gonna use the green. It's kind of unusual that I'm getting so much use out of this green. This green is not my favorite color, but it works very well with some of these pattern papers that I've been using lately. So I thought, you know what, I am going to use this up while I have pattern papers that work with it. And again, that's an 8 1/2 inch flap, so that's going to be 8 1/4 inch tall. And I'm going to do this little trick one more time. Thought about going with a color, but I think I want to be kind of neutral. Bold, but neutral. Hopefully that makes sense. Alright, the last thing to do is mat this bottom page, and we're done with fin number 4. Right, there is that. That could be though. That side. And I know that it's 8 1/4 the other direction. That is it for fin number 4. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so that you'll get a notification when the video for matting the cover and decorating the inside goes live. And we'll see you guys next time.